Alright, YouTube, I got a new haul for you today. This is going to be some from a sale over last weekend and some books from an eBay purchase I got, a comic lot that was pretty cheap considering some of the books that are in there. It's a pretty big bundle, so we'll just get started. This one was from 50% off sale. It's Spider-Man Team Up number 3. This was a newer pickup that I got from a new release Wednesday, Spider-Verse Team Up number 2. And then this one was the variant edition of Ant-Man number 1. I wasn't planning on picking this up, but I guess hold into the hype for the shrinking cover variant. This one is number, not even sure what number it is actually. But I like how Ant-Man's mostly on the cover of this one. I wouldn't have gotten it if it was one of the smaller ones. And this one is S.H.I.E.L.D. number 1. I don't like the show. I'm not too into the characters. I only got this because it has Spider-Gwen on the cover. My lovely wife picked this up for me at the mall. And this is Spider-Man 2099 number 7. Part of the Spider-Verse storyline. And this is Marvel Knights Spider-Man, the variant edition of 21. It was pretty cheap. It was only about $2 after the 50% off sale. And then Marvel Knights number 4. The only reason I got that one was because it had Black Cat on the cover. And then we got Brand New Day, Spider-Man Swing Shift, Director's Cut. This is not a super rare issue or anything, but I just picked this up because it was a Director's Cut and I don't really see it around too often. Then we got Amazing Spider-Man number 12, part of the Spider-Verse variant. This was another new issue. And then we have another one from the 50% off sale. This is Amazing Spider-Man number 673, part of Spider Island. It was actually in a dollar bin. It was 50% off that, so I got this for 50 cents. I was kind of surprised. I usually don't see too many of the Spider Island issues hanging around. I don't have any of them, so it was good to see one. Then we got Amazing Spider-Man 674, and again, it's not. This one isn't part of the Spider Island, but it's part of the slot run, Dan slot run, and I have a hard time finding a lot of those, so it was good to pick up one. Then we got Amazing Spider-Man 642. This is part of the end of Brand New Day, or at least when they were doing the 3 times a month publication of Amazing Spider-Man. I just like that cover a lot with Anti-Venom, and we got Venom in the background, and apparently there was a Scorpion Girl somewhere around there. Amazing Spider-Man 608. I have the regular edition of this. I've never seen this cover before, so I thought I'd pick it up. I don't think I paid more than $2 for any of these books that I'm going to show off today. And if I did, maybe it was like $2.50. But I'm pretty sure they were all under $2 or under. So this is 608. Again, cool little variant issue. Maybe it wasn't a variant. Maybe it was like a 50-50 variant. Anyway, yeah, cool to have. $5.90. This was like $2 or $3, and it was half off that. Another part, not Dan Slott's run, but it was an issue that he wrote during the 3 times monthly era of Amazing Spider-Man. And then we got $5.91. Now this one's weird. It goes for a lot on mycomicshop.com. I was going through some of the Amazing Spider-Man issues, and this one goes for like $20-$30. I don't know if it's like a low print run or something, or what's going on with it, but I was glad to find it for really cheap, considering the price that they have on my comic shop. But you can find this on eBay pretty cheap too. Maybe it was just a low print run. Who knows? And then we got New Ways to Die, Part 1, the variant issue. We didn't have this before, so glad to throw that in there. Amazing Spider-Man 32. Move these out of the way. And there's some more Amazing Spider-Man. A lot of the ones I picked up during the 50% off sale were Amazing Spider-Man issues. I usually, when I hear there's 50% off sale, I usually go for the Amazing Spider-Man issues that are early 200s or any at all really that I don't want to spend $4 or $5 on, and I'm more comfortable with like two or less. A lot of times I have a problem with local comic shops where they have back issues and they list them, they overprice them, I think, and then you take them out of the bag and they turn out to be not really in the condition that you would think that for the price, luckily this one was pretty good. This was probably another like $50 comic. First appearance of Will-O-the-Wisp. Like anyone really cares, I'm sure they would never use him again. Then we got 235. This one was in probably the worst shape of the back issues of Amazing Spider-Man that I picked up. But still, glad to throw it in there to fill up some of the collection. 236. 220. Guest starring Moon Knight. I kind of like that cover. We got 222. I think this is the first appearance of Speed Demon. Again, not a character they use very often. I mean, he was in Superior Foes of Spider-Man, but other than that, which I guess is pretty recent, so I'm kind of surprised actually. He seems like a throwaway character, but yeah, cool to have. 232, Mr. Hyde. This one's got some, feels like water damage down on the bottom left. And then that's it for my 50% off sale. So the next bunch I'm going to show off, and if you didn't notice, I'm working with something a little different here. Let me put this back up. We have something to look at. Working with something a little different here for you guys today. It's this real experimental thing I've got going on. I'm going to call it, I'm thinking, what am I going to call it? I'm going to call it full screen. I think that really fits what's happening here. We got the screen, and it is, well, it's pretty full, So we're going to call it full screen. It's brand new, comic book Steve, full screen. Right, here we go. So this next bunch I'm going to show off was from an eBay purchase, Comic Lot, that I purchased. The description was alright. I mean, it didn't really include everything that was in there, or the ones that were important that were in there. So it was kind of under the radar. It initially started at like $3.99, so I was hoping I was going to grab it for that much. It was 24 issues. But in the last like couple of hours, it went up to 10 or so, and then it finally closed out at 19. And it took a while for me to get this. It was supposed to come just after the New Year, but the guy had written the address wrong, and then it got sent back to him, and then he put on the correct address, and then it finally got here today, actually. So I was really excited about that, but it's been a long time coming. Again, these aren't the issues that are really good in here that I feel were for a really good price. Well over the 19 I paid for the whole lot. Aren't going to blow like socks off. I mean, they're not like Silver Age. This is all Bronze Age stuff. But yeah, Comic Lots on eBay. Good way to go if you're looking for some rare books. Take some time. Sometimes you have to like peruse through a lot. It's kind of like going through dollar bins. It takes a lot of time, but sometimes you find some gold in there. But anyway, let's get started with these. We got Moon Knight number 4, and most of these are in pretty nice condition. There's some, it has like a white background, a white back. The back's a little dirty. There's one or two that are in like lesser condition. I mean, they're still in one piece, still look fine in the plastic, but they have like dirt and stuff on it. But it's like one or two. For the most part, these are in pretty good condition. Not a fan of Moon Knight here, but still cool to have. I like the cover, early issue of Moon Knight. Then we got What If 25. Cool issue to have. Really classic looking Thor costume. Blue. And I remember he had the blue costume, or the blue looking outfit in the first line of Toy Biz Marvel toys. And I remember looking at it thinking, his suit was black. He never had a blue one, but I guess at some point in the early 80s, he did. This is 1980, so there you go. And this one's hilarious. When I looked at this in the lot, I figured, or when I saw they had a ROM one in the lot, I figured I'd throw it away. Well, maybe not throw it away, but try to sell it off on mycomicshop.com or somewhere. But damn, I love that cover. Without any context, it's pretty hilarious. Rom walking into a church and blasting the groom during a wedding. I will definitely be keeping that just for the cover alone. Then we got She-Hulk number 13. Nothing too special. Captain America 254. The Battling Baron Blood. Then we got Ghost Rider 53. This is a pretty cool looking one. Always good to have some early Ghost Rider. Power Man and Iron Fist 67. Then there is Marvel Super Action 28. Too bad it wasn't the original version of this. This is a reprint of an Avengers book. I'm not sure what issue in Avengers. But it's I think it's an early Ultron. But this is a reprint, so unfortunately. Thor 304. Let's see what I mean. Let's go back to the What If issue. See, I guess it's kind of blue or kind of black. I'm screwing up my words. This looks kind of blue, but it's mostly black. Well, over here it's like mostly blue. So who knows what color is it really supposed to be? I always considered it mostly like a black tunic and then blue leggings, but whatever. Then we have Invincible Iron Man 143, Deadly Space Duel with Centurion. I'm sure that's a guy they are itching to use again. Fantastic Four 227. The Brain Parasites. That's actually terrifying. Avengers 204. Trapped on the Island of the Yellow Claw. Man, if that's not racist, I don't know what is. For like 1980, that's pretty late to be producing kind of stereotype characters, I think. I figured that would have been something they would have stopped, in the 60s, 70s. But here we are, and there's the Yellow Claw. Master of Kung Fu, number 97. Micronauts 26. No, still nothing too crazy over here, Pretty basic 80s stuff. Fun to have, but not stuff that you really try to hunt down unless you're completing a collection. Spider-Woman 35. Let's move some of these. So this one's probably the one in the worst condition, I think. If you could see over here, there's a lot of color missing, and it just feels really dirty. Oops. Spider-Man Comics number 1. Nothing really cool to have another Spider-Man number 1, I guess. Defenders 92. Cool to have. So now we're starting to get into the fun ones. Excuse me. Marvel 2-in-1 72. Thing in the Inhumans. Inhumans are pretty hot now, so it's always fun to find an early appearance by them for cheap, even though I'm sure that this one isn't really like a sought after issue. Then we have Incredible Hulk 256, first appearance of Sabra. Yeah, I don't remember what her name was. Yeah, that's her first appearance. Then the last two we got here. This one I was really excited to get. Machine Man 19, first appearance of Jack-O-Lantern. And this is I believe it's a Frank Miller cover, and the interiors are done by Steve Ditko. What I would consider not its prime. If it looks really rushed, the art, it's not. Doesn't have the same kind of charm. You can tell it's Steve Ditko, but it's not the charm of doesn't have the same look as his early Amazing Spider-Man books or Doctor Strange books. It just, I don't know. To me, it looked really rushed. But still, really cool to have a Steve Ditko drawn issue. I don't know if he designed Jack-O-Lantern, but if he did, that's even cooler. And it makes sense why they ended up bringing him into the Spider-Man universe. But yeah, cool book to have. And this is the last one I got. This is the reason I purchased a lot. Uncanny X-Men 142. So not a huge X-Men fan, but when I saw that for a good price, I couldn't pass it up. Classic cover there. Really excited to add that to my collection. I'm pretty sure this is like a $30, $40 book, maybe even more, 50 maybe, on a good day. I haven't priced it out too much, but I know it's worth more than, okay, so I paid $19 for the whole lot. There's 24 issues in the lot. If you count the shipping, which is about $5, it was about $1 a comic. So $1 for this, I consider that a pretty good deal. Anyway, that is about it for me. That was my success for the last few weeks. I have a couple other books coming in that I'm really excited about that I got off eBay. Not like super crazy expensive books, but at least one of them was on my list of books I wanted to get for 2015. So very happy to close one of those out. Then I ended up selling more hardcovers and trades that I don't want anymore to my comic shop, and they're in the process of checking them. But when all is said and done, I should have about another 300, 250 in credit on there, and I'm going to use that to try to get some key Spider-Man issues that I really need to fill up my collection, like the first Hobgoblin and first Carnage, first print. Yeah, so I'm pretty excited about that. But we'll see how it goes. They haven't gotten back to me yet. They haven't completed their check of the books to see if they're the condition that I said they were. So the credit that I get from them could vary. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Keep hunting, and I'll talk to you all later.